have to start over because there were people that were super loud, and I started picking up their energy, and then I was getting confused. So here we are. Geminis. I'm very excited because I don't know a lot about Geminis. I lived with a Gemini, but you know, I don't like to say that I know a sign just because of like one person, you know? Oh my god. These are the exact same cards that showed up in the Capricorn. Like even down to the first two cards. I'm dead. I'm shook. Okay. That's some serious sinks right there. Oh! Spider! I'm sorry, I love spiders. Oh, hell yes. Do your thing. Well, spider spirit is definitely calling to your attention. Spider talks about manifestation. Like, think about how much a spider puts into the web. You know, they spend, like, it's just so complex. It's a very, like, creative spirit. Okay, let's talk about these two cards. And let's figure out some syncs. This reverse means that there's something that it's the Ace of Swords. There's something that you're mentally kind of like a breakthrough that you're just kind of pushing away. You're keeping yourself from figuring out something that you need to figure out. And you have to, death doesn't always mean like an actual death. It's more of like, you know, you don't want it to happen, but you have to accept it, and it's got to happen. And just like with Capricorns, something's gonna happen that's really gonna kickstart, and maybe it might be a little disaster, a little humiliation, but you're gonna have to really accept and embody this mental breakthrough, this information. So tell me more about this information. Lots of aces. And is that reversed? I don't know. Yeah, I guess that is upright. Lots of aces, though, like the ones. So that's a new beginning. And also coming with death. Death usually represents, you know, right after a death, there's a new beginning. So there's some new opportunities. Something's going to come your way. And pentacles are usually more material and financial, I guess. So, I wonder what that has to do with these cards, though. Tell me more about what that has to do with the death and the... Oh. Okay. So I guess financially you're very abundant. There's a new beginning and a new opportunity that it's going to bring a lot of money, and it's very good and positive in that way. But the High Priestess is in reverse. You're sacrificing a lot of integrity. You're sacrificing a lot of good things, positive things. Basically, like, you're becoming kind of shallow, and it's really keeping you from acknowledging something that you need to acknowledge. And I think this death is an ego death. Yeah, this shallowness, this side of you that is coming through with this money and this abundance, you're gonna realize, you know, this card, Ace of Swords in reverse, means like you're kind of not accepting a new way of thinking, and this death is going to, I think this death is this death is talking about this shallowness And once you really acknowledge these parts of your mind, these things that you're thinking, and you start to acknowledge, like, hey, that's actually not me, that shouldn't be me, you know, that's going to be what this breakthrough is going to bring along. This breakthrough is going to bring along more thoughts that are of your true self. And take it from me, like, it happens to anybody. I'm not saying that you're like an egotistical person or anything. We all have ego. It's that voice that, put it this way, like, I think one of the most obvious experiences that I've went through, I used to walk everywhere when I didn't have a car. I was at a very low point in my life, and I would always think things like, you don't deserve this, why are you here, you know? And then I would always say, like, stop being such a princess, like, that's ego. And, you know, there are times where I'll think, like, oh, I want this, or I want that, or I need this and I need that. That's ego, because you don't need anything but spirit, you know. Anything that is you know, any want, any desire detaches you from spirit. And yeah, I think that's what this means. You're becoming too shallow. You're becoming too into monetary things. It's preventing you from your mind. It's preventing you from yourself. And I can see that these two showed up together. So, like, once you have this ego death, once you kind of start to determine what parts of your mind are ego, and you start to, like, let them go, you know, because that's what happens. Once you start to, like, acknowledge ego, you start to realize, okay, well, I actually don't want that. I don't want to act on that. One of my most recent and profound ego deaths was actually with Gilbert, my dog right here. I started to get very frustrated and annoyed when I couldn't control him. And then I thought, that's ego. Ego is control, like, or just thinking that you can control something that you can't. That's another way that that manifests. You know, anything that you feel like you have to be in control of, that's ego wanting to control. Spirit lets go. You know, once you let go of that ego and you let go of desires, you let go of, like, this pentacles energy, you just let go of the earthly things, the shallow things, anything that's not deep and meaningful and spiritual, you know, then you start to actually find spirit and, like, yourself. And, you know, things start to, you know, when you focus so much on things that you want, you know, that's actually getting in the way of manifestation. Manifestation is like a balance of give and take. You know, you have to let go of some things, but then you do what you can to kind of ensure that your karma is good enough that those things will come to you. And once you start, let go of the control a little bit, let go of the earthly things, let go of the money, the idea that anything really monetary or earthly matters, then you'll start to find more of yourself, and you'll be able to listen to yourself more, and you'll be able to understand yourself a little bit better. You won't be so, like, debated mentally. You won't be constantly, like, you know, like, trying to figure yourself out. You'll just be there, you know. It's just one of those things, because ego does distract you from spirit. I think when I was coming into this, the initial energy was like this big, you know, mental debating, just constant mentally, like, questioning, doubting, debating, like, one side says this, the other side says that, and then you're just kind of, like, always second guessing, always debating with yourself. And that's going to prevent you from thinking clearly. When you're constantly in this debate, then you're not going to let anything come in or sink in, you know. Yeah. Once you start doing this work and acknowledging what is ego and what is, you know, not what's distracting you from your own voice and your own spirit, you come into this Queen of Pentacles energy. That's funny, because, like, it starts with, you know, the Ace of Pentacles, and then now it's like, and the High Priestess reverse. It's like you start off as this shallow, looking at money and becoming shallow from it, you know, having all these things and it making you shallow. But after this death, you just become a Queen of Pentacles. You start to care for yourself more. You start to trust yourself more. And then like money, once you let go of wanting all of it, it's just gonna come to you in like, you're just gonna become this like, you know, like you're just gonna become the queen of your earthly things. You know, once you detach from like wanting it so much and needing something so much, things just come to you. And once you like look at everything that you already have and just start appreciating what you already have and like start to get to know your spirit and love your spirit, you can really enjoy the things that you have. Once you stop wanting and you see what's already there, it's like you're just sitting on a throne of everything that you already have, and you're so abundant. You just feel so complete. You don't feel so outside of yourself. You feel like, man, I'm that bitch. I am this queen of like all things material, you know, I'm above it. I don't need it. I have everything, you know? Tell me a little bit more. The Chariot reversed is the bottom of the deck energy. The Chariot is a card of momentum. And the opposite of that is regression and loss. It's feeling, ew, that's hot. It's feeling like you're being pulled in the opposite direction instead of being, you know, like kind of like driving through like, hell yeah, I'm going, and I'm like in the front, and we're just going, you know, I'm in charge, we're going. It's like the opposite. It's like, I don't want to be going here, but we're just getting pulled further and further back, you know. And I think that's what all of this stuff is, you know. Once you just let go of all this material stuff, of all of these things that don't matter, you know, then that momentum's going to start coming. And then you're just going to step into this Queen of Pentacles, this like, you know, you'll have so much abundance and you just won't need anything. Like even her look is just so fierce, you know. And it's funny because like Queen of Pentacles doesn't really mean like a rich bitch materialistically. It's not like she has all of this shit, you know, that she's getting and she's like, yes, I'm getting all this shit. She's just there and she's like, I'm good, I'm strong, I have everything I need. And anything that, you know, you're not trying so hard to manifest things. You just know like shit's coming, you know. I'm that bitch, you know. I don't have to do anything and I'm gonna be fine. I have everything. Things are just gonna come, you know. And you won't feel so stuck once you, I think even down to like having a chariot, like somebody's in control of the chariot when it's going forward, you know. You're just gonna feel more in control of your mind and of your life, you know. Once you just let go of the reins a little bit, let go of the control a little bit. And that's ego. Ego is that need to control, you know, that need to be constantly like in control of your funds and just anything, shit, you know, even people, you know. Once you just kind of like, you know, I don't need that, that's shallow, I'm on a higher vibration, then all of this mental debating, like it's just gonna fade away, and all that's gonna be left is this fierce ass bitch, this, you know, I got everything I need and more is coming and I don't have to do shit, and it's just gonna be there. You're just gonna feel so secure. You're gonna trust yourself so much more, you know. Yeah. The Lovers card just showed up, but I know for a fact, usually that means like something romantic, but I know for a fact that, especially considering Gemini, all of this mental debating, you know, the Lovers indicates a perfect give and take, perfect harmony. That Gemini energy, that, you know, duality is gonna become less separate from each other. It's not gonna be so like, well, there's this side, oh, but let's this, oh, but let's that, oh, but this, oh, but that, you know. It's gonna be more like, just, your mind is just gonna be in perfect harmony. You're gonna have a voice that's gonna say something, and another voice is gonna say yes, yes, and then another one's gonna be like, oh yeah, yeah, and you know, it's just this perfect mutual understanding. You're really gonna get yourself. There's not gonna be any debating. There's just gonna be mental agreeing, and that's something I go through on a daily basis, honestly, just because like I dealt with that type of shit for a really long time, like constantly being stuck in my own fucking like mental debate. It happens to everyone, not just Geminis, but I clearly now all the Geminis are stuck there. But you know, just take it from this bitch. That's why I get that Lovers card. Like, you're just gonna start loving yourself. You're gonna not doubt yourself so much. You're just gonna be in a constant state of like thinking something and then thinking, wow, look at how beautiful your mind is. And then that was gonna be like, yeah, you know, and you're just gonna love yourself. You're gonna get yourself. Once the self is there, once you're not so distracted by other things and just bullshit, all that's left is you, and you'll love it. You'll love you. You'll love it. Okay. I was, just like the last one, I was going to meditate on what spirit you should look up, but I think it's very obvious that spider medicine is something that I would look into. Google spider power animal, spider spirit animal, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily your spirit animal. It usually just means that is something that you need. This that particular animal has medicine, it has a lesson for you, and it has a teaching for you. And for somebody who has that as a spirit animal, they're gonna take like years to get that lesson of going through that phase. But if it's your power animal, then it's just something a little bit more temporary, you know? So it's gonna resonate with you. You're gonna feel it like it's like a spirit animal. You're gonna vibe with it so heavily. You're gonna feel like it's a part of you, because it is. It is with you right now. And it is medicine that is healing your spirit right now. But just understand that, you know, it's more temporary. It's gonna heal whatever situation, like this situation that's going on. But I don't wanna, just like the other ones, I don't wanna go into the details because I really don't have time. So look up spider medicine. That's your homework. And there's a lot of research you can do about ego and kind of understanding that a little bit more. And maybe that'll make you feel, because I hate saying it. It just sounds like I'm saying that you're so into yourself and full of yourself. But that's just not what ego is. Ego's way deeper than that. It's an aspect of the mind that everyone has. Every single person. If anything, oh yeah, look, strength. This card was sitting on my desk for the past month because I had to kill my inflated ego. My inflated ego thinking that like I could just snap my fingers and this dog will just do whatever I say, especially after like all the sick, you know, he's been going through a lot of sickness, physical ailments. And I just had to realize like that's ego, that need to control. You have to let go of that because he's not in a place to learn right now, and you have to be more compassionate, and you have to let go of some ego, be a little bit more compassionate with yourself. Bye, Geminis.